Okay, I've got a lot I can't tell. So,
Everyone knows Ashton Kutcher as the funny and sweet guy from That 70s Show, always making people laugh and smile. But there is another part of his story that many people do not know. Behind his jokes and friendly face, there are strange moments, weird links and friendships that seem a little strange. His path to fame looks bright and happy from the outside, but when you look closer, it is not so simple. From very sad events to people with dark stories, Ashton's life in Hollywood has a side that might make you see him in a new way. One of the most sad and scary parts of this story is about Ashley Ellerin and how Ashton was close to what happened. Ashley was a happy 22-year-old fashion student who was getting ready for a fun night out on February 21st, 2001. But she never made it out of her home. The next morning, her roommate came home and found something very shocking. Ashley had been hurt near the bathroom. She had been attacked 47 times. The man who did it, Michael Gargiulo, was later called the Hollywood Ripper. Ashton had plans to pick Ashley up that night, which placed him very close to this terrible and heartbreaking event. Ashley had been hurt many times, and 12 of those wounds were very bad. They were so serious that they could have caused a lot of harm. The people who looked into the case said Ashley tried to fight back. She had marks on her hands and arms that showed she had tried to protect herself. A few months before this happened, Ashley met Michael Gargiulo. She had no idea he was dangerous. He came from Illinois and had a dark past, but he looked like a normal, friendly man. In late 2000, he walked up to Ashley and her friend when they had a flat tire. He offered to help and gave her a card that said he fixed air conditioners. It seemed normal, but it was not. Soon after that, things started to feel wrong. Michael began coming by without being invited. He would park near Ashley's home and just watch her. Later, lawyers explained that he had a scary pattern. He would become friends with young women, make them feel safe, and then hurt them when they least expected it. Ashley was not the only one. In 2005, Michael was linked to another very sad case. A mother named Maria Bruno, who had 4 children, lost her life in El Monte, California. People found something near her home, a small shoe cover used in surgery, and it had Maria's DNA on it. That small clue helped show that Michael was behind another very sad and scary crime. At Maria Bruno's home, police found a small shoe cover, and later when they searched Michael Gargiulo's attic, they found more of the same kind. His last known attack happened in 2008, when he broke into the home of Michelle Murphy, a young woman living in Santa Monica. But this time, things went differently. Michelle fought back with all her strength, and during the struggle, Michael cut himself. That one mistake changed everything. The blood he left behind gave the police the proof they needed. His DNA helped them find and arrest him. Once he was in custody, investigators started to look deeper and found that his crimes had started even earlier. He was also linked to the 1993 case of Trisha Pacaccio, an 18-year-old girl from Chicago. Even though there was DNA evidence, Michael had stayed free for many years.
Simon Monjack was best known simply for being married to Brittany Murphy. Now he has followed her into death in an eerily similar way.
After nearly 20 years of looking into these cases and many delays in court, Michael Gargiulo was finally found guilty in 2019. He was convicted of 2 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of attempted murder. On October 18th, the jury said he should receive the death penalty. His crimes, especially what happened to Ashley, are still seen as some of the most disturbing true crime stories in Hollywood. Ashton Kutcher's name came into the spotlight again during the trial because he had been planning to pick Ashley up the night she was killed. When he spoke in court, people paid close attention. Some people began to look at him differently, not because he did something wrong, but because he had been so close to something so dark. Michael Gargiulo's trial had people talking, with some wondering if Ashton Kutcher's words made things clear or just more confusing. The That 70s Show star spoke in May 2019 about what happened the night his planned date, Ashley Ellerin, was killed in 2001. While the prosecutors saw him as a key witness, the defense tried to twist his words to bring doubt about Gargiulo's guilt. Kutcher told the court that he and Ashley had plans for the evening of February 21st, 2001. The last time they spoke was at 8:24 p.m. and she said she had just come out of the shower and was getting ready. Later, when he called again, there was no answer. Thinking she might be upset because he was running late, he went to her Hollywood Hills home at 10:45 p.m., knocked, and looked through the window. What he thought was spilled wine on the floor turned out to be something much worse: Ashley's blood. "I knocked again, and once again no answer," Kutcher told the court. "At this point, I pretty well assumed she had left for the night and that I was late, and she was upset." Ashton said he knocked on the door, but there was no answer. He knocked again, and still, there was no reply. Then he said, "At this point, I pretty well assumed she had left for the night and that I was late and she was upset." The next morning, Ashley Ellerin's roommate found a horrible scene, and police later said she had been attacked after her last phone call with Ashton. But the defense, led by lawyer Daniel Nardoni, did not want to accept that story so easily. He talked about the apartment manager, who said he was inside Ashley's home when Ashton called. A neighbor also said that they heard screaming around 8:30 p.m., just a few minutes after Ashton's last call. This made the defense believe that something may have happened earlier than the prosecutors claimed. They even suggested that maybe the apartment manager had something to do with it, but the prosecutors did not believe that. They pointed to Michelle Murphy, whose bravery helped bring the truth to light. Because she fought back, police were able to follow the clues and find out who had really hurt Trisha Picacho, Ashley Ellerin, and Maria Bruno. That is what Deputy District Attorney Garrett Dameron told the jury in court. In the end, the jury stayed firm, and Gargiulo was found guilty. However, even after the trial, people continued to wonder about Ashton Kutcher's involvement. Some still questioned whether his testimony helped to clarify the case or if it only made things more confusing. But the story does not stop there. Ashton's connection to Hollywood's darker side also includes his relationship with Brittany Murphy, which turned into a tragic chapter. Ashton and Brittany, who starred together in Just Married, had a quick and passionate romance in the early 2000s. Ashton often talked about how special Brittany was, saying she was so incredible and amazing that it felt unbelievable. Their on-screen chemistry made fans believe their love was real. Even Ashton's mom noticed how close they were, saying they were always holding hands, joking around, and having fun together like people in love do. Despite their strong bond, Ashton kept things unclear about their relationship, saying, "I do not even know if we are..."
Well, I made her, but her head is too big, so I pretend a bug laid eggs in her.
Ashton Kutcher once said that he and Brittany Murphy were not exactly dating, but more like companions. However, when Brittany passed away in 2009 at just 32 years old, Ashton remembered her with love. He talked about how she was always the first person to get up and dance at a party, and instead of trying to make sense of her unexpected death, he chose to celebrate who she was. The official cause of her death was pneumonia, with anemia and multiple medications also playing a role. But the strange circumstances surrounding it caused many to wonder if something more was going on. Just 5 months after Brittany's death, her husband, Simon Monjack, passed away in the same house under very similar conditions. This made people think there might be more to the story. Some believed toxic mold in their Hollywood Hills home was the cause, while others thought there might be a connection to Diddy, especially since his ex, Kim Porter, also died from pneumonia. Some even pointed out that Simon Monjack had ties to Diddy's personal trainer, leading to wild theories about money problems and hidden motives. Ashton, on the other hand, was not in regular contact with Brittany before she passed away, but he did see her shortly before her death. 2 months before Brittany Murphy passed away, she had auditioned for a role in a show Ashton Kutcher was producing. In an interview with Nightline, Ashton admitted that he did not try to understand what happened to Brittany. Instead, he chose to remember the joy and happiness she brought to those around her. The conversation about her tragic death and Ashton's past connections to Hollywood's scandals is still a topic that continues to come up, and it does not seem like it will go away anytime soon. Brittany Murphy's sudden death in 2009 has always raised many questions, and there is one unsettling detail that keeps coming up: her Hollywood Hills home. She bought the house from Britney Spears in 2003, and both of them reportedly had strange experiences while living there. What makes this even more mysterious is that just 5 months after Britney's death, her husband, Simon Monjack, passed away in the same house, under nearly the same circumstances. Brittany and Simon lived in the home with her mother, Sharon Murphy, who was the one to call 911 the morning Brittany collapsed in the bathroom. This eerie connection continues to leave many wondering about the truth behind the story. Brittany. Murphy had been feeling flu-like symptoms for several days before her health suddenly worsened. The clueless star was quickly rushed to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, where doctors later declared her dead. The official cause of death was pneumonia and anemia, and no illegal substances were found in her system. Then, in May 2010, her husband, Simon Monjack, was found unresponsive in the same house. His cause of death was also pneumonia and anemia. With two nearly identical deaths happening so close together, it is no wonder that many theories began to spread.
I'm running out of gas right now, but we had like paparazzi all around us at the time. He's like, you gotta slow down and but make it look like you're not slowing down. Because I don't want to look like I'm not gonna be able to finish this thing.
One of the most talked about theories was that toxic mold in the house might have contributed to their deaths. Although the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office dismissed this theory in 2010, Monjack's mother, Linda, did not agree. In a 2013 interview with the Daily Mail, she said that her son had discovered severe mold in the house before his death. She also mentioned how he had been having frightening hallucinations, feeling as if things were crawling out of his skin. To make things even more strange, the house itself had a troubling history. Britney Spears, who lived there before Brittany Murphy, reportedly had similar eerie experiences while living there as well. Britney Spears had such a frightening experience in the Hollywood Hills house that she quickly packed her bags and never returned. Her former makeup artist Julianne Kay shared on the We Need to Talk About Britney podcast that Britney believed a Reiki healing session had accidentally opened a spirit portal. Kay recalled Britney telling her that spirits in the house were trying to push her down the stairs. She was very persistent about it, Kay said, adding that Britney was so scared that she checked into a hotel and never went back to the house again. Brittany Murphy also seemed to feel uneasy in the home. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Simon Monjack revealed that Brittany hated living there and often begged to stay somewhere else. She really disliked the Rising Glen house. Every time they drove up Sunset Boulevard, Brittany would ask, "Please, can we stay at the Beverly Hills Hotel?" After both Brittany and Simon passed away, Sharon, Brittany's mother, sold the house in 2011 for a huge loss. The house was eventually torn down and rebuilt, but some believe the strange events may have been connected to the land itself, not just the house. Paranormal researcher John L. Tenney even suggested that the unusual occurrences could have been tied to the history of the land. Some believe that Britney Spears might have unknowingly sensed the spirits of Brittany Murphy and Simon Monjack before they passed away, hinting at a haunting from the future. Whether it was bad energy, bad luck, or something even stranger, Brittany Murphy's home has become one of Hollywood's most mysterious places. The suspicious circumstances surrounding Simon Monjack's death only add to the mystery, making the house and its dark history something that continues to capture people's curiosity. The strange events that took place there have left many wondering if there is something more to the story than anyone knows. Just 5 months after Brittany Murphy tragically passed away from pneumonia and drug intoxication, her husband, Simon Monjack, also died in a way that seemed very similar. The HBO Max documentary, What Happened, Brittany Murphy takes a deeper look into her life and the strange circumstances surrounding her death. Instead of answering questions, the documentary only raises more, especially when it comes to her husband, Simon Monjack. Murphy's death in 2009 was officially ruled an accident caused by pneumonia and anemia, but Monjack's death, so soon after hers, has made many wonder if something bigger was going on. Dr. Lisa Shanann, the medical examiner who examined Brittany Murphy, said her illness was treatable. If she had gone to the hospital sooner, there might have been a chance to save her. Unfortunately, Brittany never sought medical help. Many people believe Simon Monjack played a role in this by keeping her isolated. Elizabeth Ragsdale, Monjack's ex-fiancée, was very clear about her feelings, saying, "Even if he did not kill Brittany Murphy, he allowed her to die because he did not take her to the doctor." The documentary makes Monjack appear in a very negative light, leading to more suspicions about his role in Brittany's tragic passing. Simon Monjack was very controlling, keeping Brittany Murphy away from her friends and making sure everything she did went through him. Actress Lisa Reel remembered that one day Britney's phone numbers were changed, and no one could contact her. She seemed to disappear, with Simon taking her away from everyone. When Simon Monjack passed away in May 2010, just 5 months after Britney, in the same house, in the same room, and from the same causes, the mystery surrounding their deaths only grew stronger. Director Cynthia Hill, who made the documentary, described Simon Monjack as someone who was disturbed and used to lying to people. She said, Britney was one of his last victims. His past was filled with lies, including claiming that he had terminal brain cancer. Screenwriter Alison Burnett remembered Monjack saying that he was cured of cancer by an experimental shark cartilage treatment. Elizabeth Ragsdale, his ex-fiancée, also shared that he once claimed to have spinal cancer in an attempt to manipulate her. On top of these strange medical claims, Monjack's financial situation was a complete mess. TMZ reported that after his death, his money problems became even more obvious. The family discovered some strange wire transfers, one of which was for $48,000 to someone in Europe. Simon Monjack had many legal problems, including fraud accusations, mortgage lawsuits, and multiple evictions. To make things even stranger, his family found emails that showed he had 2 secret children. One of them, named Jasmine, later spoke to the Daily Mail and said that Monjack had left her and never paid child support. He did not leave my mom anything when he died, no money at all, she shared. While Brittany Murphy's death is still very sad, the documentary What Happened. Brittany Murphy clearly shows how troubling Monjack's role in her life was. His own mysterious death makes people wonder if there is more to the story than anyone knows. The story of Davy Chase also took a surprising turn. She went from being a rising child star to becoming involved in a major controversy after a video of her at a party with Sean Diddy Combs was shared. Most people remember her as the scary Samara Morgan in The Ring, a role that still scares many people. At just 12 years old, she won hearts with her creepy performance. But her rise to fame also brought trouble, and the video that surfaced only made people ask more questions about her career and her personal life. In 2003, Davy Chase won the award for Best Villain at the MTV Movie Awards, beating out big stars like Mike Myers and Willem Dafoe. At the time, it was a proud moment for the young actress. However, years later, a video from that night came back to haunt her career. The video shows Sean Diddy Combs backstage with Chase after her win. He holds a drink and casually asks her, "Are you coming to the after party tonight?" Chase shyly nods, and Combs laughs, responding, "Yeah." What seemed like an innocent moment back then now raises serious concerns. As the video went viral, social media exploded with reactions. One person commented, "The laugh made it 10,000 times worse." Another person asked, "Imagine your 13-year-old daughter being joked with by an older man about going to an after party. Would you still think it is funny?" People began to look at the situation with a more critical eye, wondering if there was more going on behind the scenes than what appeared. Ashton Kutcher, who presented the award to Chase alongside Combs, was also backstage during the exchange. He did not say much, but his presence has raised questions about what he knew about the situation. Many began to wonder if he was aware of what was happening at Combs's parties. One comment summed up the growing skepticism. Diddy was literally hiding his secrets in plain sight. After her role in The Ring, Chase's career followed a common path for many child stars, facing challenges that are all too familiar in Hollywood. Davy Chase, who became well known for her role as Rhonda Woolmer in HBO's Big Love and later reprised her role in S. Darko, seemed to have a bright future in Hollywood. However, like many child stars, she slowly faded from the spotlight. Fans have often wondered if she, like so many before her, was caught up in the harsh realities of the industry. Davy joked about her bad luck, saying, "If you do not think it is funny, you are pretty much screwed for life." Looking at how Hollywood treated her and others, the humor seems hard to find. That night at the MTV Movie Awards, meant to celebrate her success, now serves as a sad reminder of the darker side of the entertainment world. Ashton Kutcher's friendship with Sean Diddy Combs is drawing more attention as Diddy faces legal troubles. Once seen together often at events, their close bond is now under scrutiny, with fans questioning how much Kutcher knew about the situation. Back in the early 2000s, Ashton hosted Punk'd while Diddy ran Making the Band. Their first meeting was tense, with Diddy warning Ashton not to prank him. But this warning turned into a strong friendship, with Ashton later recalling they would often watch football together. Their bond became a staple of Hollywood nightlife, and by 2009, Ashton was a regular at Diddy's famous white parties. Despite the glam, some sensed an uneasy atmosphere surrounding these gatherings. What happened behind the scenes at Diddy's famous parties has always been a mystery. Now that Diddy is facing serious charges, Ashton Kutcher's past connection to him is becoming a big topic. Some insiders have said that Kutcher has nothing to do with the situation, but because of his past relationship with Diddy, many fans are not sure. Ashton has been connected to Diddy's parties for years, and people are starting to question how much he really knows about what went on at those events. Ashton and Diddy's friendship began in the early 2000s when they were both on MTV, Ashton, hosting Punk'd and Diddy running Making the Band. Diddy once shared that he wasn't going to let Ashton prank him, so he called him up to warn him. Instead of causing trouble, that conversation led to them becoming close friends. But now, with Diddy in legal trouble, people are looking at Ashton's unclear comments about those parties, and many are wondering how much he truly knows about everything that took place. What started as an unexpected conversation between Ashton Kutcher and Diddy quickly turned into a real friendship. The two even decided to run the 2003 New York City Marathon together. Kutcher later talked about the experience, calling it hectic because of all the paparazzi surrounding them. Diddy, always thinking ahead, kept telling Ashton, "You need to slow down, but make sure it looks like you are not slowing down." Despite the busy and crazy atmosphere, they managed to finish the marathon together, making it a memorable experience for both of them. Let us be honest, it is not their jog through New York that has people talking. The real mystery is Diddy's legendary parties, and Ashton Kutcher has definitely been on the guest list. He attended Diddy's famous 2009 White Party, an event so secretive that no one truly knows what happens once the doors close. Even rapper 50 Cent once hinted that something felt off at one of these gatherings, calling the energy uncomfortable. So, when Kutcher was asked about Diddy's parties during a 2019 appearance on Hot Ones, his response only added to the mystery. He said, "I have a lot I cannot tell," with a long pause before quickly adding, "I cannot tell that one either. I am actually cycling through them." Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis faced heavy criticism for writing letters in support of Danny Masterson after his conviction. Many accused them of focusing too much on substance use, rather than the serious crimes he was convicted of. One of Masterson's survivors called their actions incredibly insulting and hoped they would reconsider their privilege. Actress Christina Ricci also shared a message, reminding people that just because someone appears good in public doesn't mean they cannot harm others. In response, Kutcher and Kunis apologized, acknowledging the pain their letters caused. Things became even more complicated when rumors about Kutcher and Kunis's marriage began to swirl. Some speculated that the drama surrounding Diddy and Masterson might be causing tension between them. Sources close to the couple quickly denied these rumors. Despite this, many fans remained skeptical, especially after Kutcher gave unclear responses about his connections to Diddy. The real question still remains: what does Ashton really know about everything that has happened? Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis have been seen as Hollywood's perfect couple for a long time. However, their image has become less flawless recently, especially with Ashton's past connections to Sean Diddy Combs. These ties, along with their involvement in controversial matters, have caused many to question the couple's true character. Fans and critics alike have been discussing the couple's actions and whether they truly understand the weight of their decisions. As Sean Diddy Combs faces growing scrutiny, and Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis receive backlash for supporting Danny Masterson, people are starting to question if everything is okay in their relationship. Rumors of trouble in paradise have begun to spread, and some believe that Mila Kunis might be slowly distancing herself from the drama surrounding her husband. Ashton's past friendship with Combs has raised concerns ever since serious allegations against the rapper came to light. When old photos of the two resurfaced online, people began questioning the depth of their connection. Despite a source claiming that Ashton has no involvement in the situation, the internet remains skeptical. Then there is the issue with Masterson. Ashton and Mila's decision to write character letters in defense of their former co-star after his conviction seriously damaged their public image. Their apology video only made things worse, with many fans calling it insincere and awkward. Journalist Yashar Ali did not hold back, pointing out that their letters were more than just friendly support. This added fuel to the fire, leading many to believe that their actions were not as innocent as they claimed. The letters Ashton and Mila wrote in support of Danny Masterson included a lot of Scientology-related language, which many felt was dismissing the victims. This did not look good for them, especially in the public eye. Things got so bad that Ashton had to step down from his role in Thorn, the anti-child safety organization he co-founded. With their Hollywood connections resurfacing and their public's image in turmoil, it is clear that Ashton has been feeling a lot of pressure. Now, rumors of a divorce have started to swirl. Since October, gossip has been spreading that the trouble with Diddy's legal issues and the backlash from supporting Masterson have put a huge strain on Ashton and Mila's marriage. A source told people that the divorce rumors are completely false and ridiculous, but some fans remain unsure. Mila was even seen having dinner in Los Angeles without Ashton, and Radar Online reported that a source close to the couple noticed they often look like they have the weight of the world on their shoulders. However, this time Mila appeared more relaxed. With their reputations in question and rumors about their marriage, people cannot help but wonder if everything is all right between Ashton and Mila. Do you think Ashton and Mila are heading towards a Hollywood breakup? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to check out the 2 videos on screen. They might become your new favorites. Don't forget to subscribe for more exciting content coming soon.